The effects of the COVID pandemic, which started to take its grip back in March, has undoubtedly changed the way higher education will be taught for at least the next few years and changed student life completely. Freshers' Week, nightlife, and general student interaction is one of the main reasons many people choose the university experience. I spoke to Student Wellbeing Officer for MMU, America Gomez, to see how student life has truly been affected.
So obviously before with freshers coming in, there was that mental health question always there. But with the pandemic here as well, they can't get that physical touch that people usually need to get some of the more, the better hormones in their bodies. They can't go visit their families or something just because maybe their families are scared that they'll bring back the virus, that kind of thing. So it's just probably there's a lot of anxiety going on, and with not being able to be face to face with lecturers or anyone, they don't really know the support that's available out there for them. So they feel it's understandable that they feel neglected and they feel left out of everything. But yeah, it's all a combination of not being allowed to see people face to face. I think everything's just stemming from there, really.
Universities and student unions were forced to scramble and come up with new plans of teaching and providing support for students due to new restrictions. I spoke to MMU President Eve Sweeney to see what her union is doing to help.
So we're focusing on kind of 3 different strands of support at the moment. We're focusing on financial support, so that was kind of around the rent rebate, giving back money to students for that 2-week period that they were in isolation. And then also the £50 food voucher, which I think was given again when students needed it. We also then look at the kind of wellbeing services that are available and how we can support students through that. So we've increased our counselling to 7 days a week now, so that students who need it, and I think students who are in those kind of halls while they were isolating got prioritisation, as well as, our own advice centre team is working really hard to help students with their different housing, legal support kind of issues as well. And then the final strand is around academic support. So we've worked really hard with Helen Laville. She's a kind of PVC education, and we've it's now in place, but a no detriment kind of policy for these kind of first block 1 assessments has come into place. So, the marks that students can get, they'll be marked accordingly, so that the markers are aware that it was a really difficult situation for nearly everyone involved. So that's kind of wellbeing, finance, and academic support. Those are the ones that we've really been focusing on as a union.
I also asked Eve what specific support there is for the students who have just moved in and are forced to self-isolate for the 2 weeks required.
So we worked with Native, who kind of help us do events like online at the moment, and all of kind of different partners as well when it comes to like cleaning products and stuff. So it had like different cleaning products in, a few kind of snacks, and then like different kind of leaflets and stuff around kind of like what wellbeing kind of stuff is available to students as well. We had about 1,500. They're nearly all gone. We had some downstairs as well that students could, downstairs is in reception, that students could just come and get. When I walked past earlier today, there was only probably about 20 left. So it's really nice to see that students have been quite receptive towards them.
These are truly uncertain times for students at the moment. Lectures are no longer taught in the familiar halls that we associate them with, but online, on apps such as Zoom or Google Teams. And with COVID cases rising, it looks like it will stay this way for at least the foreseeable future.
They watched and did nothing as cases skyrocketed around Europe and this deadly virus headed towards the UK. Schools, universities and workplaces were closed too late. We went into lockdown too late.